for Vaughn. Now, I am not telling you these things as facts. I'm telling you what the feds are claiming and believe. Now, there's a list of people, some of them are not listed, or maybe they're listed as co-conspirators at this point, that they believe that Durk leaned on for murders. Okay? There's a list of people. I'm only going to talk about the ones that so far are clearly going to be in this trial. They claim that one of Durk's main murderers, and let's be very clear, they're not saying this is, they're being very graphic, murderers. They're claiming one of them is OTF Jam, which means when someone needed to get murdered, you called on OTF Jam. Now, if you remember the song Back Again, King Von, when was it released? It was released, I think, it was released October 30th, and it was basically Durk even hyping up, when Jam get out that jam, I give him 50, he only got to ask again. Well, OTF Jam actually got out. When was he released from jail? Well, he got released from doing a 12-year prison sentence in February 22. So remember, Durk took a loss to his brother, and O Block 6 gets locked up in 2021, and Von basically dies at the end of 2020. He's taking some L's here. Plus, there's some, Lamron, Tay-Town shit going on there too. He's also making some of the greatest music in his life. He's collaborating with Drake. Like, career-wise is going good, but if you want to match it to the music, this idea of being healed, almost healed, all of that, it matches to Durk's mindset and also his spirit, given that he's losing people. And it's not that maybe revenge gets him to feel happier, but he's in a really sunken place as a street dude. He's catching career wins, street losses. Now, there's a few other people that are supposed hitmen. I'm not going to bring them up because the feds have not brought them up. But we're going to bring up Jam because when Jam gets out in February 2022, apparently Durk hits him with the 50K. Okay? So the song that he rapped, when Jam get out that jam, I hit him with 50, he ain't got to ask again. He hits him with the 50K. I don't know is there a video for it? Yep, you see Lil Durk.
I told Disky mom won't eat meat. She made me collard greens. She like, Schmirk, you know it's July, right? Why you dressed like it's Halloween? I say, go. They know that we did it.
What folks said. Yeah, first ski.
You gotta drop this shit.
Yeah, you gotta drop that shit.
This shit was incriminating. They know we did it. You hear what he says? Go, which is matching the song No, which is mocking, Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta drop that shit for real.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit. Ooh. You in blue and crazy on the motherfucker. Ooh.
So you see Jam there.
Yeah, we
moving
though.
We all gotta pop out on the air with some shit they ain't never seen before.
We get credit for y'all though, man.
We gotta pop out with some shit they ain't never seen before.
Okay. Now let's go to Jam.
That's all that jam.
Too much money, you gotta hold it like that.
They be holding their newborns and shit like this, don't they?
That shit falling out there.
You know what's the name for it? Steady crying, huh?
He's steady crying. Feed him.
You actually see Durk give him the money.
Feed him.
Get him up, bro. Get him up so they want me to tripping, bro.
You see that? For my baby, steady.
Now, you gotta listen very carefully here, chat. Listen very, very carefully. What did Durk just say?
Get him up, bro. Get him up so they want me to tripping, bro.
You see that? For my baby.
Basically, he says, yo, you better hold this before your baby mama get the tripping. Remember that? The baby mama comes back up. Remember that.
Steady crying, bro.
Burping, bro.
That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This shit too much.
Let's move that, man. That's risky again, man.
This how they be ready.
Sure.
That's how they be like, look, man.
Oh, you have to be having that shit on them. Like,
Nah, they be like this. They be. Nah, you know one thing I hate when a motherfucker be like, look, man, today only. I'm giving out deals on the features, 500 only for today. This weekend the price is going back up to 1,000. Man, watch out, man.
300.
Yeah, never get a deal.
Now so remember 2022. By the way, let's look up this just for shits and giggles. Lil Durk, what album did he drop in 2022? Oh, it was after this. No. He dropped it in 23, actually. It's 23 he dropped it. After he had a year in 2022, he dropped an album called Almost Healed. What did he almost heal from? Okay? 2022 was the year of sliding, supposedly. Okay? So 2022 was a year of get back. Everybody had to get done. All right? So, Jam comes out 2022. He gets 50. And apparently, he gets put to work. Okay? We're going to talk about a separate incident, which they're claiming he might also be, party to, which is, it looked like, and again, this is alleged. This is what the feds are saying. This is not Act saying it. I'm not saying Durk is guilty. Please don't do that. But they're saying Durk sent him on several hits. They're claiming Durk sent him to kill FBG Cash. We'll talk about that. Durk had him do the little pop hit, which I was in denial about for a long time. I was like, ain't no way he was. But apparently, he's co-conspirator too. He's now renamed as, I believe, PW1 or PW2, which is protected witness. But he's initially co-conspirator too. He's actually one of the shooters. Actually, if we go back, shooting gas station, Lil Pop. When we look at the video of the shooting, you can't really see faces, but you can see these figures here. You can see these figures. This clearly is not him. He's a little fat. Or he has a little belly to him. It's one of these guys. But apparently, he's a shooter. Apparently, he's co-conspirator too, and Durk requests for him to come to California to go kill Quando Rondo. Allegedly, Durk trusts him to do the hits and be on point. As spoken on by Trap Lord Ross, they claim that PW, I think he's one, Vonnie's two, or it might be flipped. But regardless, he's a protected witness. He's telling. Apparently, he's going to testify, and this is where the FBG Cash thing comes in. Look, by the way, let's Google. Remember FBG Cash? Let's cover that real quick. FBG Cash mural. Remember when he posed in front of the King Von mural? The O Block King Von mural, and he threw up the middle finger? Right? That's FBG Cash. He was doing some interviews. And then we saw Lil Durk rap sneaking by Von mural like Lil Bro won't come and spin. Right? And then he literally, Durk then rapped, that boy got left by the tree. Here we go. Okay. The thing with FBG Cash dying, I think there was like he did return fire, but there was a little chase. Anyway, he died by a tree. So they were very accurate on that. But allegedly, Jam was involved in that too. Allegedly. Okay? Now, it gets a little bit deeper, and I think this part I got from Trench's News. They claim that there was a tracker on the car. There was a tracker on the guy's car because they found him like at 5 a.m. just in the car with a chick. He was just in a car, like sitting on a block, and everyone kept saying, the bitch set you up, but apparently he was being tracked. I didn't know that, niggas had like spy technology like Chirac, but that's how they caught him, and apparently they tried to catch him a couple more times before, they didn't, and eventually they caught him and killed him. He did return fire, but he died. Okay? Now, how does that connect to Jam and Durk? Apparently, according to what Trap Lil Raw says, OTF Jam, who is now a protected witness, is down to testify that at one time during a music video shoot, Durk pulls him into the bathroom and basically confronts him about murders that he's done. And basically told him, hey, the way you're playing this, you're getting shit hot. It was supposedly kind of in aiming towards this killing of FBG Cash. Which is ironic because Durk made a song and shouted out Jam and then Clown Cash. Which, like, Durk was kind of, again, we're going off what the narrative is for the feds. But he's going to testify that Durk pulled him in the bathroom and said, bro, gotta chill out. I'm just saying it's ironic because Durk bragged over the same murder on a music video. And shouted him out. Okay? Okay. So supposedly he's involved in that FBG Cash shit somehow. Then he gets sent to go handle Lil Pop in Cali. Remember I told you, this was the year, when did FBG Cash die? Remember I told you 2022 was the year of the sliding? Everything is after Jam gets out of jail. Jam gets out of jail, gets his 50, and Durk's putting him to work. All right, let's clap him. Come over here, clap him. It's got to go. It's going down. Durk was going to let that nigga work for that 50 now. Hey, him. It's everybody getting clapped. It's clap-a-thon. So, who did Durk need to slide in for that year? Well, anybody who was playing with Von's name and the people who killed Von. Okay, so Quando got to go. And FBG, they're now acting like this is a W even though they did nothing. Duck is dead, but now the other FBG members is acting that since Von is dead, they got the ups. They think they could disrespect Von. All right, bet. Let's get Cash out the way. Cash gets out the way. They also they also have Jam to try to kill Quando, even though Lil Pop gets killed. There's one more thing that they wanted to slide for. What is that, chat? You know what it is. D thing, his brother died the year before too. Now, that supposedly didn't involve Jam. It involved two other guys. That's going to be the next case. I'm going to get into that story. We've talked about it a bunch. I'm going to get into that in a second. By the way, that story is going to connect to the 2019 story for Durk's next case. But everything we're talking about, and by the way, right now the FBG Cash thing, they're not official charges. They're supposedly just going to be tested. It looked like Jam did like a sweep and plea where he said, in my opinion, this is what I think happened. He's queen for a day. He definitely got a 5K one. He told every murder he did. By the way, how do I know he did that? I'm going to show you why. So Jam said something, and this is how I know he told every murder he did, even the ones that Durk ain't charged for. Like, for example, FBG Cash. He said something. Let me go. All right. Okay. This is what he says, chat. He says this. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Let me see. Basically, OTF Jam, he made an Instagram, and he compared himself to Sammy the Bull. And he basically said this. This is my address. I don't know if he really got released from jail, but he posted an address. He says, this is for anybody that feel like that I'm doing something that Sammy the Bull didn't do. Now, I got to tell you who Sammy the Bull is if you don't know who that is. Sammy the Bull was basically the hired muscle and murderer, okay, for, I believe, John Gotti. Well, we can just Google it. Sammy the Bull. He eventually turned into a cooperant. Let me just read. Okay. He was former from the Gambino crime family, an underboss who brought down John Gotti. So he brought down John Gotti. He did a 20-year sentence, okay, and was released in prison. He's now living a free man, but it's whatever. Let me see. How many people did he kill? How many people did he kill? Salvatore Sammy the Bull confessed to 19 murders in his plea deal with his cooperation with the government. The government wanted John Gotti so much that his top killer, his top shooter, his hitman, they gave his hitman a plea where he could walk out of jail after killing 19 people just to get John Gotti or to try to get him. So when he says, tell me that I'm doing something that I ain't doing, that Sammy the Bull didn't do, he's basically admitting, I'm going, and by the way, he got 20 years for that cooperation. We have to assume that OTF Jam told the feds about every murder he did for Lil Durk, hoping that after all this, he'll get his 20 years too. Okay? So, when you hear the feds say, oh, he's going to talk about even FBG Cash, why would he talk about FBG Cash unless he's going to just come out in open court and admit, yeah, I killed that nigga too? Here's the thing that we might see an explosive testimony, because if it's the plea deal and he's comparing himself to Sammy the Bull, he's going to be allowed in open court to tell everybody he did kill. He's going to say, yeah, I killed Lil Pop. Yeah, I killed him. Yeah, I killed him. Yeah, I killed him. It's going to be in his plea. He's hoping for the 20 years. He knows that he's one of the main key people to try to take down Durk. Durk is John Gotti if we compare the Gambino crime family to only the family. Okay? So I want you to understand the story. Okay. So they claim that Jam did FBG Cash, Lil Pop. We're going to get to the slide-in for the brother, which is Stephon Mack. We're going to get to that. But apparently, what the government has presented so far, they said Jam didn't say one murder or two murders. They said Jam is going to testify to murders. Basically, he's going to go in court and say, I've killed a bunch of people for Durk. That's what he's going to say. That's why he's Sammy the Bull. Now, I know what you're thinking. God damn it. It's fucking rat. It's probably a case of, sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home, right? Obviously. But it's also important to break down that relationship. It's important to break down that relationship. Because in all these situations, what we're going to realize is that, and I don't want to send the wrong message here to kids or anyone else, because every time people watch a gangster movie, right, you walk away from American Gangster and you think, man, if he didn't do that one stupid thing, he would have got away with it. Oh, man, if he ain't fucked that one bitch, oh, man, if he ain't trust that one nigga, he would have been good. The reality of it is that this always ends the same way. So even though I'm going to critique Durk a bit in this story, by the way, for everybody, I'm not saying Durk is guilty. I'm just going with the story the feds kind of got. I'm going to critique him a bit. It doesn't mean I feel if he did 3 things different, he's free. It's clear the feds want, if they're down to let Jam walk, you know how bad they wanted John Gotti? They let the nigga walk with 19 murders. If they're down to let Jam go after 20 years and he's killed people, nigga, you know how bad they want Durk? What did Vonnie's dad say? Oh yeah, Vonnie says he's looking for 7 years. Nigga, Vonnie, nigga, you got the gun, you got the guns and the gloves, nigga. Nigga, like, you are pretty much a part of this shit. You got the guns and the gloves and you want 7 years while everybody's in life. So it appears that the government is striking these pleas to say, we'll give you a nice 5K1 letter, but you gotta bury Durk. You gotta. Okay. So let me use some revisionist history a bit, and what y'all would say, like, damn, how all these niggas flip on it. Well, here's the thing. The dude who appeared on the live with Bezu, he's not a gangster like that. So when he got shot and got beat up, even though he does crime himself, when he got in trouble, it was way easier for him to fold. Like, yo, like, why is he going to protect Durk and him? You know what I mean? Like, when he could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, get Durk and him out of here, and he gets out of trouble. He's not a gangster like that. So in reality, because Durk shot him, allegedly, he said, fuck it, nigga, I'll tell on you. Right? Cool. In this situation, why is Jam telling? Is it just for his, whatever? Supposedly not. Supposedly not. Here's kind of what happens. Jam gets the bread. Okay? Now, before I get to that, apparently there's a lot of little shisty stuff that's kind of going on. You got to imagine these are imperfect criminal organizations, if we're going to call it criminal organizations. Durk is rich. These niggas barely have anything going on. Everybody's looking at each other's pockets. Everybody wants more for them. Also, like, people are getting wiped off the map. Durk becomes distrustful of Jam for a couple of reasons. We're going to get into those things. But apparently, Durk wasn't as forthcoming with paying his shooters. So yes, he raps about, yo, when you get out that jam, I got 50 for you. But that 50,000, it sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but when you're committing murders, you're probably going to need money for here, for there. You might get locked up for having a gun because now you're a murderer. You always got to have a gun. You're going to kind of need money here and there. Apparently, Durk, because of, and to his credit, because of a little bit of lack of mistrust, he started, well, not lack of mistrust of Jam, looked like he wasn't really just blessing that nigga with the bread. Anyway, there was a leaked phone call between OTF Boona. I know there's a lot of OTF guys, right? OTF Boona and Lil Durk. Actually, I have, I think I have the full thing here. Do I have the full thing here? Come on. Okay. Okay, cool. Let me play this first.
Man, my mama funny as hell. She talking about they ride 3 cars.
Okay. Now, let me figure out when this leak call was. When was the leak call between OTF Boona and Lil Durk? I don't know if AI will have that, but okay, it took place in 2022. Again. So here's the interesting that's happening. So Jam gets out. Jam's putting in work. A leak call between Durk and OTF Boona comes out that kind of like tells everybody about the mistrust and real shit that's going on behind the scenes. First thing, there's an issue that's brewing between Durk now rocking with the Tay-Town dudes over Lamron. These are sub-factions of like the overall program, but they're kind of feeling away. Durk stopped supporting them. Durk started hanging with these dudes. They feel away. A part of the call is OTF Boona speaking about Lamron and saying that, yo, Lamron members are driving around as if they're looking for them. I'll say them. I don't know if it's for Durk, but for them. So there's kind of a beef, an inner civil war kicking off between basically, Durk is the guy with the money. So whoever he picks, that's the pop inside. They start to kind of like get into it. So they're telling Durk from jail the bullshit that's happening. So this is Durk on the phone with the guy from jail.
Deep and woo this. Man, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. She tell me, yeah, he asked my number because he want to talk to you. Ain't nothing to talk about.
Who ran 3 cars deep?
That's why Chirac Humor leaked this shit.
What's the car that came home the same time as
What kind of car?
Man, I don't
You heard Durk. What kind of car?
know. So, I ain't even asked all that. I guess they probably met me little black track house and the other cars. They got regular cars. They just in the hotel room.
Yeah, nah.
And then,
Now, Durk is a little smart. He knows he's on a jail call. He asks the questions. He doesn't give much reaction. But him asking the questions, you could tell it piques his interest. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Again, we don't know this if you just follow mainstream hip-hop. This is 2022. Durk's on fire. All his ops is dying. He's having a great year. Did he do an interview with me this year or the year? Oh, I think it was the year after. But he's having a good year. However, shit isn't well. His crew or the people he used to hang with and the people he hang with now, they're beefing. And it's getting serious. People he used to hang with is asking him, yo, what's up? Like, yo, you gonna hold down? We still got guys who locked up. They need lawyers. They need this. And Durk is kind of hanging out with new niggas. And the new niggas is down to do the sliding and doing whatever for him. So the old niggas is feeling away. They feel kind of left out the mix.
That's why Chirac Humor leaked this shit.
Yeah, I got my pitch,
That's why you hear during that year also they start talking about, remember when Durk got choked out by Reese? Reese from Lamron.
I'm like, look at her. She always heard she got her pick.
You said what?
I got my picks, girl. I got my picks.
You're talking about Lil Reese's mom.
Yeah, they finally let the real one. I say, no, stop saying what that lady did. That lady is crazy. She crazy.
Hey, look. So she said she got her pick. That tells it all right there.
That's why Chirac Humor leaked this shit.
My mama just listened to her because she telling my mama everything. And then she trying to tell my mama. She said, like, girl, since that's your motherfucking son, why you gonna tell your son that we trying to open up a truck driving business and tell him that we need like 3,000 pieces? He gonna get it. My mama say, girl, I ain't gonna do that shit.
Now, if you're wondering who OTF Boona is, OTF Boona supposedly is one of them alleged hitmen. Alleged. Okay? He got arrested in 2025 for a home invasion where they claim he shot somebody 25 times. Okay? By the way, this audio is from 2022, but in 2022, he was locked up then too. But they claim this guy is one of the hitters. So if we're thinking about who would, we're not putting nothing on Durk that the feds ain't say he did, and we're only telling the story, right? According to the feds. But Boona would be one of those guys who put that work in too. So we got Boona who put the work in, and we also have Jam who definitely put that work in. Okay? So that's why, he's, and you could tell he's trusted because he's speaking with Boona to, figure out what's what.
What's wrong with you? Well, just tell him that Riri got cancer and he got...
Okay. Now they're talking about some internal beef right there. Then the conversation moves a little bit to some other stuff.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey.
So now, Durk tells Boona, don't bring Lamron around him. That's literally Durk almost realizing that the civil war is happening. And he can't play both sides. He's rocking with Tay-Town now. Okay?
That's crazy. What happened to Jada's boyfriend, though?
Who?
Jada, her boyfriend.
Who's Jada?
Man, the girl Kodak used to talk to. You don't know?
What? You right?
I heard about Dirty Tate now. Like, damn. Niggas that like the niggas, well, shit. I'm like, damn, but I kind of figured that out anyway. Niggas starting them and shit. Ask for a plea bargain and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go to the Lamron part. We gotta skip through this. It's a lot.
Them fake ass niggas that's what we only want to deal with, niggas off the strength of you. I ain't.
Here we go.
Both of y'all. I said shit with both of y'all out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all that. But yeah, though, your homies now, don't bring your homies into my crib. I ain't having that shit.
What the fuck up, my homie?
Huh?
Who?
Them fake ass niggas that's what we only want to deal with, niggas off the strength of you. I ain't got time for that. Don't bring them niggas in my crib.
Put your name on it, bro. I ain't got time to play together, gang.
All right, you gonna find out when I tell you what the fuck you doing there, slam my door in his face, and he gonna be outside the door. That was gonna. You gonna...
What you talking about?
All right. I'm
What, top?
No. Top ain't knowing my live. Only motherfucker know I live at you, Wook, and Cuz, man. Burn nigga.
Yeah. Who you talking about though?
What?
What you talking about?
You gonna
gotta let me know that I'm on my feet. You
already on your feet, you know, 'cause you know they straighten your book. You know what I'm saying? They straighten your book, so they cool. You know what I'm saying? Them your homies. You know what I'm saying? So you keep them over there. That's fine.
Don't bring the lamb around me.
Don't bring who?
Don't bring the lamb around me.
The lamb? Dang, ain't no lamb around you. Shit, me and Bonnie.
I'm just saying, don't bring the lamb around me, bro. You get out, bro.
Okay. So I hope you're understanding what's happening. So Durk is dealing with internal politics where he's kind of like, he's telling this dude, yo, don't bring Lamron around me. If you never listen to his music, like when he's rapping gangster shit, he used to shout out Lamron, this and third. Now he's like, keep them niggas from away from me. Keep them niggas, okay? Why? He's rocking with Tay-Town now, all right?
Man, me, you, and Bonnie? What you gonna say? Me, you, and Bonnie? That's the only, and twins? What you say? Huh?
You to the
Man, you stop playing, man.
I'm just telling you, you said don't bring nobody. That don't bring nobody around.
Yeah, so this guy tells Durk, yo, there's a lot of niggas you're fucking with, but they only fuck with you. They don't really fuck with me. Could you stop bringing them around me? And Durk says, well, I bet. Stop bringing Lamron around me then. Okay?
You play too much. You play too much.
Clearly, based on their demeanor, how they're talking, Durk really fucks with this guy, okay? Unfortunately, he was charged with murder for a home invasion going wrong. Apparently, the person got shot 17 times. Okay? OTF Boona arrested. I don't know if there's a thing. Here we go. Could we? Oh, shit, they even called him Lil Durk's hitman. Oh, my God. Shit. But yeah, apparently he killed his plug during a home invasion turned deadly. Wow. They locked him up during a traffic stop. This is when they pulled him over.
That tag comes back to a BMW, bro.
Them tag goes to a BMW?
Yes.
Everybody in Chicago got a stolen car, huh?
Come back over here. That's how I pulled you over. Okay, bet. Hang tight right here. Yeah, so that comes back to a BMW. Is this your vehicle?
That's my cousin's vehicle.
It's your cousin's vehicle.
Yeah, everything in the registration there.
Can I search you just to make sure you ain't got nothing on you? What's all in here? Keys? Okay, so that's what I was trying to get you guys here. No, but I'm telling you that tag comes back to the boat. Vehicle.
I can call him.
I'm telling you that tag's on the wrong vehicle. Right?
No, I'm saying I can call him.
But I'm telling you that tag's on the wrong vehicle.
No, I understand what you're saying, but they had the same thing when I took it to go get his auto.
Okay. Well, you can't be rocking the wrong tag on the vehicle, bro.
Okay, you're right.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Pull up your phone or pull up your I know.
They basically find out that he was he was wanted and he was arrested for OTF. Boona real name. What's his real name? His real name is Michael L. Golden. I'm just gonna Michael L. Golden home invasion. I just want to read you the article. Kidnapped from his house, father found shot 17 times with hand duct taped together at Gwinnett County Church. So essentially, they're claiming this is plug, but essentially they're saying what happened to 28-year-old county father. Damn, a 20-year-old plug? It's pretty young. Oscar Cruz was taken from his house, 1 a.m., according to new warrants obtained. And they said a 34-year-old Raymond Cooper and Michael Golden forced their way in, tied his hands up with duct tape, kidnapped him at gunpoint before driving off into the night. During the home invasion, warrants also allege that the two men took money and other possessions from Cruz while holding him at gunpoint before kidnapping him. They claim that's when they drove him to Canna United Methodist Church. Oh, wow. They drove him to a church to hold him hostage. And he was killed after being shot 17 times before they dumped his body at the church. Okay? This was Raymond Cooper, and that was OTF Boona. He was arrested on September 3rd and charged with malice murder, felony murder, kidnapping, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, first-degree home invasion, armed robbery, possession of a firearm or a knife during a commission or felony, basically. Yeah, okay. This was the guy who was the plug. All right. Now, when Durk was talking to him, he was not, that was years before. Anyway, I have one more recording. This is the recording that matters. Here's the recording that matters. That Durk says to him. I talked to Jam. Like, I say, wow. He said, man. So back in 2022, remember this came out then. Durk and this guy's phone call comes out, and Boona, who's talking about a bunch of stuff. You just heard him talk about Kodak's girl at the time, or used to be old girl, which is Jada Waiter. And then he talked about Lamron. He's been talking about whatever. Now, part of the leak call comes across where Boona is telling Durk that OTF Jam is a little bit tight. He's tight because he's allegedly doing these murders. And after that 50K, looked like the 50K was a subscription package. Okay? Gave you, Jam, get out that Jam. I got that 50 for him. After you get the 50, all right, nigga, kill like 10 people. Now, basically, Jam has started to complain. Like he wants some bread. And this is where Boona tells Durk over the phone, and Durk reacts. Listen.
I called John. I talked to John. Like, I say, wow. He said, man, this bitch, that nigga, they was scared anyway. I said, they ain't getting nothing. He said, hell, I ain't feel right. He's looking at me like I ain't feel right anyway. I said, yeah. He's like, nah, I ain't fuck with nothing, but,
I just did something that's gonna piss them off, yeah.
So, you literally hear Boona say, I talked to Jam. Jam said niggas was scared. Maybe he's talking about a drill or a hit he went on. And he says, yo, did you get paid for it? He said, man, them niggas ain't give me nothing. So he's saying that, and this goes to the current mindset of the nigga who just got out of jail from 12 years, and now he's running and gunning. He's getting everybody clapped. He's feeling away, and Durk is reacting to it.
was scared anyway. I said, they ain't getting nothing. He said, hell, I ain't feel right. He's looking at me like I ain't feel right anyway. I said, yeah. He's like, nah, I ain't fuck with nothing, but,
I just did something that's gonna piss them off, yeah.
Now, that's important. It appears that Durk probably knew he was starting to feel away, but Durk didn't give a fuck. Durk says, I just did some shit to piss him off. So either he's kind of like bragging about not paying Jam, or there is a theory that Durk quickly start realizing that Jam might be jammed up by the feds, and that's why he doesn't want to pay him. It's either one. But basically, this is proof that Jam felt underappreciated, and the reality is, I know 50,000 is a lot of money, but it's not enough money for unlimited murders. Okay? Like, come on, right? Like, it's not like a murder anyone you want package, right? So I guess he is upset he's not getting paid. Boona is mentioning it. Durk said, I just did something that's going to piss him off.
I already know.
Boona says, I already know. Now, he doesn't really say what he knows that Durk did.
I know you did.
What?
I already know.
What?
Man, I already know, man.
Yeah, what? Stop lying, man.
you say, look, I'm gonna get hit jail where your bitch ass at.
Why Chirac humor
right?
the shit?
Yeah.
And then the funny I called down, I talked to John like yesterday. I say, wow. He said, man, that nigga, they was scared. Anyway, I said, they ain't getting nothing. He said, hell
Why
nah.
Chirac
I ain't
humor
feel right.
the
He's
shit?
looking at me like I ain't feel right anyway. I said, yeah. He's like, nah, I ain't fuck with nothing, but
I just did something that's gonna piss them off. Yeah.
I already know.
Okay. So we see that's proof that some of the shooters and the murderers, the killers for Durk, feel they're not getting compensated. Okay? Durk isn't really taking it that serious, but also you could look at that to say Durk peep game, that homeboy's working for the feds. That's why he's not whatever. But that doesn't really make sense because why do you keep having him going on drills? Why at the end of the year? Because I think it happened in when did Lil Pop die? Right? Lil Pop died. When did Lil Pop die? Lil Pop died. August 19, 2022. Now we just know that he's upset during that year. We don't know if it's after the Lil Pop thing. Anyway. So now, let's keep with the story. And this is where we go down a rabbit hole. So so we have OTF Jam, the murderer, the hitman for Durk, allegedly. How does he get to the point of cooperating with the feds? Well, the story gets deeper, and we got to go down a path on Jam. So Jam goes to jail. Jam goes to jail for 12 years. All we really know about those charges is that he went to jail for a shooting, and he did 12 years. That's when he got out in 22. When Jam get out that jam, get the 50 for you, right? Cool. Here's the thing. We don't know much about what else he's been into, but he does give us an insight when he got back on social media and he cussed out one of Durk's closest people, which is Booney Mo. Okay? So he cussed out Booney Mo on Instagram on a story. Where is it at? Is it Booney Mo? I think it's Booney Mo. No, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. He says, Jari, I guess you thought it was your time to make your move, huh? My nigga, I've been sent you black and white to your whole ass cousin, Booney. I would have never did 12 years if it wasn't because of you and Booney, underage little girlfriend. So stop it. Try something else. So you could tell, we don't know the full details, but according to OTF Jam, he's blaming the reason why he did 12 years on Booney Mo and Jari. And a girl that was underage at the time. We don't know too much info. It's not that relevant now, but if you're wondering why he did 12 years, now he's blaming Booney Mo. He wasn't before. But what happened after now he's getting a little disgruntled with Durk? Does he flip all the way to the feds? Okay. What happens is a series of events where OTF in general starts looking at him odd. Remember, he's starting to pillow talk, or not pillow talk, but he's telling other members, man, nigga ain't give me nothing. Man, shit, nigga, I did this ain't happen. Okay? Here's what subsequently happens, okay? There's another person that is important. Lil Durk rapped about this guy too. Lil Durk rapped about a guy named Baby Threat. Okay? What lyrics did he say? There's a lyrics he actually shouted him out to. He said something Baby Threat. I can't remember. Anyway. Is it fuck you thought? Maybe it is. Anyway. The point is this. There was a guy that was being referred to as Baby Threat that his real name was Little Ted. Now, TT is just Tay-Town, okay? So Lil Ted from Tay-Town, Durk refers to him in music called Baby Threat. Now, I know you're saying, well, what does that got to do with Jam? I'm going to connect it in a second. He's a younger affiliate and a rapper connected to Durk and Tay-Town territory. What is assumed, and I want to say assumed, and we'll probably know for sure during the trial, because if I am under the assumption that OTF Jam, his deal revolves around him telling it all. If I gotta tell it, then I gotta tell it all. He gotta admit to every murder. Apparently, and this doesn't seem like one of the murders that we are talking about, so it's not Cash, and it's definitely not Pob, but apparently OTF Jam goes on a drill with Baby Threat, a.k.a. TTE Lil Ted. They go on a drill. We don't know what happened. I guess we could assume maybe someone died, but maybe someone got shot. We don't know. Regardless, there's a weapon used. Okay? Now, the weapon that was used, OTF Jam is a professional hitman damn near. He's like, that's why he's calling himself Sammy the Bull. Apparently, he instructed Lil Ted, who let me give you more context on Lil Ted. Lil Ted is OTF Didi's younger brother. So he's like the younger brother that you know who the best person to compare Lil Ted to? If you know The Wire, you know exactly who I'm gonna pull up. If you know The Wire, Lil Ted or Baby Threat, the best person he is The Wire. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Oh, come on. This guy, D'Angelo. You'll scream when D'Angelo gets demoted.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh, you here early? Yeah, I'm on my game today. And you put out testers? D.
Yeah, come here. Now this was the nephew of the boss. The boss was Avon Barksdale. This was D'Angelo Barksdale. But he wasn't the guy. So this was the video, or this was the scene where Stringer Bell tells him, I know your uncle is the boss, but bro, we're going to have to demote you down to the little leagues. You're going to have to handle the pits now. You can't handle these towers.
Your deal today. You going out on point, picking up business in the pit. What?
If you watch also The Wire, you've seen what happened to him too. When he got caught, he sang like a birdie. He was sobbing. Eventually, well, actually, he didn't commit suicide, but it's framed in the thing like he didn't commit suicide. If you guys got to watch The Wire.
You the man in the low rise.
So he demotes him.
The low risers, you got Ronnie Moe in the pit. Ronnie Moe got 851 this morning. How you gonna put me in the low risers when I had a tower since summer? Yeah, you had a tower. You might have a tower again if you can keep your mind to shit. This is fucked up. You sure?
Yeah. Okay, what the fuck? Who's that? He basically asks if his uncle knows about this, and he basically says yes. Anyway, that's who this guy Baby Threat is. His older brother is OTF Didi, who, according to the feds, OTF Didi becomes the recruit him and pay him for the hitman situation later on. So he's like damn near right-hand man for he's the my bad. The reason why it's called Baby Threat, my bad. on Backdoor, yeah, it just hit my mind. This is why clearly they're related. You had Durk who said Didi look, I'm the voice. That means Didi he the threat. That's why the little brother of Didi is called Baby Threat. Duh, right? So remember, his right-hand man is Didi. Didi's brother is Mr. Can't Get Right. Apparently, he goes on a drill with OTF Jam. Jam tells him, hey, get rid of that goddamn gun. Throw it away. Discard it. Can't Get Right Mr. Baby Threat keeps the gun. He gets caught with the gun, and this gives the feds another big break. Listen to this. The body cam